Good day. Today we will going to show you on how to create a monthly budget. So first step is open the Excel and create a blank page. After opening Excel, include your column's budget name. Put your allowance such as living and housing, regular payments, food expenses, personal expenses, transportation, miscellaneous, and you will compute your total expenses. Now, you have the week 1 with the amount of your allowance and different expenses. After, create the expenses of your week 1 to 4 as well as the balance which you can get by subtracting total allowance to total expenses. Copy and then paste your week 1 and change it to week 2, 3, and 4. In your week 1, you have your computed allowance of your expenses. For example, in week 4, in your other expenses, you have 100. So type the formula equals sum and then click your amount of expenses. In your groceries, you spend 300, just like the previous example. Apply the same formula to get your food expenses total and drag down your food expenses to get the amount. Use the same formula to sum the values in the range for personal expenses. Use it again in the range for transportation expenses and miscellaneous expenses. To get the total expenses, click on the totals for personal expenses, transportation, and miscellaneous. Use the formula equal sum, open parentheses, J29, J53, J59, and J65, close parentheses to get the overall total, which will be 1,295 pesos in week 1. Use the same step or the same formula to the other allowance in the other days of the week and to get the total amount of the other weeks. After getting the amount of the 4 weeks, input the expenses in the month of October. Week 1, you have the actual amount of 1,295 pesos. Week 2, 695 pesos. Week 3, 495 pesos. And week 4, 720 pesos. And the total expenses is 3,205 pesos. Now you have the total expenses, compute the balance, which is total allowance minus total expenses. Finally, you have created now your monthly budget. Thank you. Bye.
Hi everyone and welcome! Today we're going to create a professional looking threefold brochure entirely in Microsoft Word. We'll start by setting up our document and inserting background template. This whole process should take 15 minutes. Let's dive in! We begin by opening the layout for the brochure inside content. The document is already divided into 3 vertical panels using guides representing the inside left, centers, and right section of the 3 folds. This will hold the main information content. The workspace is clean with a light background to make it easier to visualize spacing. We'll use this space to organize our text, headings, icon, and supporting designs element in a balanced way. To structure the inside content, we start by drawing rectangular blocks with the rectangle tools across each panel. These serve as visual sections to organize different types of information, like company info, services, and values. A soft blue background is added to maintain consistency with the brochure's overall theme. Lines and blocks are aligned using smart guides to ensure each column is visually balanced. This sets the foundation for a clean and easy to navigate layout. So now let's move on to adding section titles and heading. To inserting text, each panels begin with a bold, clear heading like About Us, Our Services, or Why Choose Us. These are placed at the top of each panel and styled with large, legible font in white or dark blue. Depending on the background, the alignment is consistent across all 3 columns and text boxes are adjusted to ensure the headers sit at equal heights, creating visual harmony from left to right. With heading in place, we begin adding the body content, short paragraphs or bullet points, explaining the brochure main topics. The font is professional and easy to read, with medium spacing between lines to avoid clutter. Each paragraph is neatly justified or left aligned. Depending on the panel's layout, This section is all about delivering key information in a clear, digestible format while maintaining the strong visual flow. To enhance visual interest and guides the reader's eyes, we incorporate small icons next to each paragraph or point. These icons are clear and minimal themes, like a light bar for ideas, a gear for services, or a chart mark for benefits. They're sized proportionally to the text, spaced evenly. At this age, we also use simple dividers or lines to separate content section without overcrowding the panel. This helps break up the layout and make it more readable. In the final stage, we review entire inside layout. We adjust alignment to ensure text and icons are centered within their panels. We check for even spacing between sections and make sure no content runs too close to the panel edges. Final color tweaks are applied mainly to emphasize, heading, or highlight keywords. In the body text, once everything looks clean and balanced and easy to follow, the inside content is ready. The brochure now has a strong informative interior that pairs perfectly with its cover. And that's how we create the inner content layout of a threefold brochure focused on clarity, balance, and a strong visual flow. We are now moving on to the outside of the brochure, specifically the right panel, which will serve as the front cover when the brochure is folded. First, we create a clean base background. Using the rectangle tool, we draw a shape covering the full right panel and apply a professional blue tone. To add depth, we insert diagonal graphical elements angle shape that across the design to add structure and motion. These shapes stay within the safe zone and help build the structure visual style. Now, we begin adding content. We insert the main title large, bold, and centered, slightly aligned for balance. The font is modern and strong design to grab attention. The text color is chosen to contrast with the background, usually with white or light tone. And finally, don't forget to save your work. Go to File and click Save or Save As. Give your brochure a name and choose a location.